Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Positive Girl podcast with me, Sabrina. This is the show that is going to help you become your best self. The topic that we're talking about this week is practical self-care tips, and today, the last episode in this topic is going to be stay focused with to-do lists. Oh man, so I have such a love affair with to-do lists. I love creating the lists on regular paper, on notebooks made for to-do lists, the ones that actually are printed to be like actual to-do lists, on my phone, on my computer, just everywhere I can. To-do lists are more often than not my best friend. I love to-do lists because I'm also obsessed with being organized and keeping everything in the most tidy fashion I can. Now, you might come to my home and be like, you told me that you like to be organized and tidy. And, I feel like I still am able to tidy up the chaos that's happening in my house. And if you're anything like me, where you have a room where you have all your laundry sitting everywhere, but it's still organized into bins, it's just a lot of it. It looks like a lot, but it's organized. You know what I mean? Anyway, I love organization. I like understanding how everything has a place and how there is like a, I wouldn't say formula, just a way to get everything done. I have been working on having more flexibility in my life, and that is getting better. So if things come up or don't go as planned, that's totally fine. It doesn't break me. I don't feel like I'm going to throw up or anything, but yeah, I just love to-do lists though. To-do lists. So it's honestly the feeling of actually checking something off the list that makes me feel so good and accomplished. Whether there's an app on my phone, it's called, what is it called? I think it's called To-Do or something like that. And when you check something off, it has a sound and it's just like ding, and it just feels so good. Or I do have several pads of paper, and one in particular has written on it, like you can write a to-do list on it. And I love being able to cross it off or putting a check mark by it. Like it feels good. It feels good in my soul, in my heart, in my mind. I hope I'm not the only person that feels this way. I don't think I am, but hopefully you guys are vibing with me. So I feel good though, because I actually got something done. That is the core feeling. That is the feeling that is, dominating, or not dominating. That's not the word I wanted. That is the feeling that is commanding all the other feelings to emerge from the feeling of being able to check something off my list. And there is like a little prize. There's a little prize of crossing it off or checking the box on the list. That's the added bonus. It's like, okay, you know that you accomplished this thing, but you also get to cross it off and really feel that final piece of accomplishment. And the way for you, so if you don't feel this way, or you feel like, oh, I don't really do that many things during my day to have the satisfaction of being able to cross things off my list, then just write a list of things that you do every day. And you're like, I don't do that much, Sabrina. I just said that. Listen, you go to work, right? You get up, you wash your face, you have however many cups of water that you want to get, you prep dinner, or you cleaned up the kitchen, or you did all these things. Like there are things you're doing during the day that you might think are mundane, but if you make a checklist and you're crossing those things off, it just makes you feel so much better. Even if you don't need a to-do list to get those things done, you still feel accomplished, and it just brings more joy to your life. It's really what it does. So even better though, when the list is completely checked off, however long or short it is, it's the highest point of feeling accomplished. Like the highest of highs. And it also provides some extra motivation to keep going with your task because you feel like you're on a roll. So you're checking things off, you're moving and grooving, you're feeling your best, and you check the whole thing off and you're like, slam dunk, I did this. So I want you to know the excitement that can be in a single to-do list. It's amazing. So the function of to-do lists can help with lowering stress and making you feel more relaxed about what you need to get done because you planned it all out. And you're not flying by the seat of your pants, which can be fun. Believe me, I have done that recently. We were just, you're kind of just going off the cuff for everything, making it up, being super flexible, spontaneous, great, great, great. There's nothing wrong with that, but not when you have a ton to get done. Not when you know you have crap to get done and it has to get done within whatever time period that you set for yourself or has been set for you. And so there's a time and a place for having fun, and you can have fun with your to-do list, having fun and like being spontaneous. And there is a time where things have to get done. So to-do lists will help you do that. They'll help you just like create a list, one place where you can go and find everything that needs to be done, or even extending this into just lists in general, like a list of things that you have to buy at the store or a list of places you need to go. Lists in general are amazing, and I feel like they are so super helpful. And there's also the added benefit of being able to prioritize your day or the list in general with having your list written out or arranged on your phone or on your computer or wherever you keep it. It doesn't matter, because being able to have a list of things that you need to be done is great. Fantastic. You're a rock star for that. However, on top of that, being able to have it all written out somewhere and then prioritizing it, then actually deciding like what needs to happen first and then second and then third and then going down from there, because then you're being efficient, and efficiency is king. Because if you're able to be efficient in everything you're doing, things will go so much more smoothly, and you will probably run into less ripples, less problems, and it'll feel so good. It won't feel so jagged and disjointed as sometimes things do. Also, if you have like a to-do list of places you need to go, it is way more efficient for you to prioritize your route or where you need to go based upon a map in your head of like what would be the best thing. Like you don't want to like drive across the city to one place and drive all the way back to where you were and then drive across the city again. No, you want to do everything in an orderly fashion so you can go out to the farthest point and then come back, or make a circle, like whatever it works for you. So it just makes me feel so excited talking about efficiency and organization. So anyway, that is the added bonus of being able to prioritize your list after you've written it out. Now, I do want to mention that there is some backlash against to-do lists. No shock here, right? There's backlash against mostly everything in the entire world. So why not add to-do lists to that list? Pun intended. Creating lists that are too long can be really overwhelming and triggering for people and cause the opposite of what I've been speaking about this whole time and not actually getting anything done. But I think the way to combat this is to create shorter lists so that you won't get too overwhelmed with what needs to be done. And I want to make sure that I am highlighting some of the negative things about this, because I don't want you to think that I am only about highlighting the positives, because I want you to know what people think the opposite. People think the opposite about a lot of things, but even something as simple as to-do lists, a lot of people, and there's been studies done where they feel like some people just don't benefit from them. But I personally believe that if it's too long, you just need to make it shorter, and you can make multiple lists, right? And I know that creating a longer list will feel like there's more things for you to cross off, so it'll feel better internally, sure. Or maybe it'll look better to someone else because you're trying to impress them with all the things that you got done, right? And then it's just really about ego and pride there, and you really have to understand that it's not worth it for you to lose your crap over having a list that's too long and not actually getting anything done when you could have gotten a lot done by making it shorter. And there's also the concern with having feelings of failure, because you will create a list of things you want to get done, whether it be short or long or whatever, and you aren't able to get everything done on the list in your predetermined time or the time that was assigned to you, and it feels like you failed. It feels like you failed because there's still things left behind, But the way I would combat this is to, again, create a shorter list and understand your real time constraints. Like for real. Understand that if you gave yourself 2 hours to get 10 things done, and some of the list includes driving places, like that doesn't sound realistic. I don't know where you live or how close everything is, but 2 hours to do 10 things on a list and 4 of them include driving places? No, I don't think so. That sounds like a lot. It sounds like you're going to be like rushing. And maybe that's your vibe. Maybe you like to just be like, go, 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 never stop. But they can also cause you trouble down the line. So I want you to understand that you don't have to set yourself up for failure by not really thinking about your real life time constraints that probably exist for you. So, but you also should be providing yourself some flexibility to get things done in an actual reasonable amount of time. So if you don't get your list done, just like bake that in a little bit and be like, okay, well, I have 10 things that need to be done. But instead of giving myself 2 hours, I'm going to give myself the whole day, or I'm going to give myself until like tomorrow afternoon, right? And it's just more flexibility. It's more realistic, and it allows you to actually do things the right way. Because if you only give yourself however much time and you kind of think in your head that's not really enough time and I'm going to make it work, what if you mess something up? What if there's a misstep? What if there's an accident? Or what if something happens that you have to attend to and you didn't give yourself enough time for this list because you might be thinking, well, you can just change it. Well, what if you told someone else it would be done by a certain amount of time, right? What if someone else is trying to hold you responsible and accountable for getting it done in the amount of time that you told them it would get done? Because there's other people involved, right? So you have to be cognizant of actually understanding your real life time constraints and giving yourself a reasonable amount of time. So we are going to chat about 3 awesome benefits of using a to-do list, because I don't think I really need to tell you how to make a to-do list. You can make it, like I said at the top of the episode, you can make it in any way and on any form you want, right? And all you have to do is just list things out. And if you want to get even more detailed, you can write the main header, and then you can have bullet points off of that one. So you're like, go try on shoes, right? Go try on running shoes, right? And then you have bullet points of like the brands that you're interested in trying on, or the benefits that you're looking for in the shoe, or whatever. You can get so super detailed. So anyway, we're going to talk about the benefits, not how to make a list, because everyone knows how to make a list. Before we do that, we're going to jump into the 5-minute reset really quick. I like to highlight it every single episode because it's super important to me that you understand that the 5-minute reset is amazing. So if you're having a hard day, if you're feeling stressful, if you feel like things are just getting in your way, and you would rather just move forward, you can do the 5-minute reset, which is basically drawing a line in the sand and deciding that I am going to start my day fresh right from here, even if it's in the middle of the day, in the morning, or right before you go to bed. You are making that You're making that conscious decision to decide that you're going to leave behind the things that are causing you stress and pain and anguish and burdening for you. Take the lessons you need to learn from that experience and move forward, which is what you want to do. And the 5-minute reset is very simple and quick. All you need is 5 minutes to yourself, and it allows you to reset, reboot, restart your day right then and there. You can take breaks from any issues or burdens that are weighing you down, causing you trouble, come up with any resolutions for problems or issues that you're dealing with. You should come up with a list of at least 4 things that you're grateful for, big, small, or medium size. I always suggest this, and gratitude can help in so many different situations. But you can be grateful that you hit your water intake for the day. Maybe you're trying to drink a gallon of water for the day and you hit it. That's great. You can be grateful for that because you're hitting goals that you set for yourself. Maybe you're grateful that you finally, instituted some personal boundaries in your life. And it's been hard, but you're really grateful that you did it because it's going to help you become a better person and have less stress and drama in your life. Fantastic. Maybe you're grateful that you actually got your workout in and you've been like skipping it however many times in a row. And you're like, so grateful I got that in. It makes me feel so much better. I can get back on track. Or maybe you're grateful that you finally decided to forgive someone. You decided to actually forgive them, even though they might not care anymore, or they might be over the situation or whatever. But you decided to give forgiveness because you know that's the right thing to do. You can definitely be grateful for that. Be grateful for being able to walk through those steps and make that decision. So you can be grateful for anything and everything. The list is never ending. And then last but not least, make sure that you're feeling at least neutral, if not positive, about the rest of your day, because hopefully you will reflect back on your gratitude list, really think about the positives and the blessings that are happening in your life and realize that by focusing more on those things, it'll help you get through the hard things, negative things that are in your life a lot easier and quicker and without as much pain. So I hope you consider that if you're having a hard day. You can do it multiple times in a day if you need to. And at least if you do it, you won't be dragging all that baggage and crap through the rest of your day or even into the next day. So hopefully that helps. Okay, so let's get into our tips, our 3 tips real quick so we can round up this episode. So the first tip I have for you, the first benefit rather, I have for you of using a to-do list is you can easily share what needs to be done if it's in a list format. So let's say that you have a list and you're trying to, classic example, buy things for a birthday party. And let's say you're running out of time to acquire these items. Great. Okay. But you made a list ahead of time because you're like, okay, I just want to write out everything that I'm going to need so I don't forget anything. But you're running out of time and you have to run to a store that's far away from every other store you have to go to. And it's going to take you a lot of time. So what do? You're able to share the list. You're able to be like, hey, so-and-so, can you please go get these things from this store while I go get these things from this store? And then we can meet up and then the whole list will have been done, right? So the benefit of making a list is that you're able to share it with someone else and they can help you accomplish the things on the list or pick them up or whatever it is that's on the list. And I think that's a good benefit. And I know you might think like, oh, that sounds really simple and pedestrian. It is. All of these lists all these benefits are for lists. However, they're important to remind you of because I believe that people don't think about them. So, it's important to know that the benefit is being able to share that list with someone else so they can help you out. The second benefit that I want to highlight is to-do lists can be full of fun things too. I made it sound kind of serious in the beginning, even though I was sharing with you my love affair for to-do lists and organization in general. But to-do lists can be fun. You can make it fun. You can make it fun to make a to-do list of what you're going to do for your workout if you really enjoy that, or a to-do list of what you're going to eat for the week and really planning that out. That's exciting. A to-do list of dates coming up with your partner for the next upcoming month. Planning that out, super fun. A to-do list or just a list of things that you need to purchase for a party or an upcoming celebration. Or maybe it's a list of places that you'd like to go in the future, and what you need to and what you can do, like a to-do list of places to go while you're on vacation or things you need to pack or all that stuff. I just feel like to-do lists can be really fun. They don't have to be boring and monotonous things of like just random crap that you have to get done. No, they can also be fun and exciting, and you can make it exciting and challenging by being like, okay, like we're going to get this many things done and we should be able to get it done by this time by still being flexible. But I'm going to be really excited about it because once I get it done, I know that I'll be that much closer to being able to do something even more exciting, like if you're planning for a trip or something like that. So, or for a party or celebration. So there's that. And then the last benefit that I have for you is accountability is baked right in. So you write yourself a list, and if it's a list of things that you actually have to do, like for reals, then you kind of have accountability baked right in because you've already written out everything you need. And it's even more so when you provide this list to someone else and you're like, okay, I got to get all this stuff done. Can you just help me like stay on track? And here you can see what I need to get done. And so it's accountability of like, okay, well, I have this list and it's kind of telling me that I have to get all these things done. And I'm being continually reminded by it that, I have to do these things. They have to get done. I can't just throw them to the wayside. There's going to be consequences. And it's a good frequent reminder, which is why I can see it as accountability, because you've written it down and you've kind of made that commitment that those things need to be accomplished. So those are my favorite benefits of to-do lists. And hopefully you enjoyed this episode of me really just telling you how much I love making lists. So, okay, well, that's it for this topic. And thank you so much for listening to the Real Positive Girl podcast with me, Sabrina. I do want to tell you a couple housekeeping things, but before that, if you don't care about those things, remember to check the show notes for my Instagram at SabrinaJoyPerozzo or my email address, realpositivegirlpodcast@gmail.com for any questions, comments, concerns, prayer requests, feedback, topics, suggestions, or just to say hey, hi, and hello to me and connect. Also, check out my website, sabrinajoy.com, to listen to the podcast, to watch my YouTube channel, or to leave a review for the show or donate to the show if you would like to support the show. Last but not least, I want to let you know that going forward in my time, like next week, but when the next episode rolls after this one, I am changing the format a bit. We're still doing 5 days a week. However, as opposed to doing a topic for the whole week, I am just going to have single episodes, so there might be some episodes that are connected, which I will do in order, like there might be like a part 1 or a part 2, but to bring you more valuable information and not feel like I am just coming up with stuff on the fly to fulfill a topic for a whole week, which sometimes happens where it's like one episode in the whole week or 2 of them is just not as exciting or necessary information, but it is important, but it's also not as important, if you know what I mean. It will do away with that problem. So again, one day I might be talking about anxiety, and another day I might be talking about motivation, and the next day I might be talking about depression, and the next day I might be talking about laughter. So it's just going to be a little bit more diverse, which I hope that you will enjoy. So that is the update. Also, there will be new podcast artwork starting with the newer episodes after this one. And you have to let me know. Give me your feedback. If you have listened this long, please, when you see the new podcast artwork for the next episode after this one, which I'll remind you again in the next episode, if you see it and you contact me on Instagram at Sabrina Joy Perozzo and let me know what you think of it, give me your feedback, I will send you a gift card. So digitally via email. So if you do that and tell me what you think, then I will do that for you. So anyway, that's only for people who are diehard and listen to the end of the show. So that's all. Have a good one. Until next time, I will see you next time. Bye, guys.